I've been avoiding this project like the plague. I've been trying to think of ways to go around it, but it's really the wrong way to do it. So this is the original bathroom floor from 1937. It uses intricate tiles. Each of these are individual tiles. Back in the day, they actually placed them one at a time. So it's cool because it's intricate, but it's a really bad substrate. And you can put tile over tile, but a couple different things. One, there's all this old school thin set that the people before had on. So they did have tile over tile, but the bond and adhesion was really not good. So that's my biggest concern, is having a proper bond and adhesion to it. I have a diamond disc wheel, and I was thinking about, cleaning all this up and getting rid of it, and that's fine. But then there's a couple of other concerns I have, which is, well, now I'm dealing with two different subfloors here. One is OSB, and then it's tile. So I'm going to have to use two different types of thin sets, modified and non-modified. So I have it here, but then I also have it over here. And the other concern that I have is, let's just say I put tile on top of this tile. Now I'm dealing with the weight issue. This is probably 2 inches. I'll see if I get a piece. If not, I'll show you guys later. But it's 2 inches of cement that they used. That's how they did subfloor back in 1937. So this whole floor, this entire floor, as little as it seems, probably weighs, I don't know, about 800 pounds or something like that. You got to think about, this is 2 inches of cement. All this, so think about a sidewalk, right? So this is probably 5 pieces of your normal square sidewalks that you see, and then it's the tile. Then if I add my tile, it's going to be extremely heavy. So I'm showing you this video because I've been avoiding the inevitable, but I'm going to have to rip all this off and get down to the subfloor, and then add a new substrate to it. This way it could be clean, easy to work with. I could put the tiles on with no worries of the adhesion or the bond. And what else? I guess that's it. I think it's going to take me about 7 hours, is what I'm thinking. Rip everything apart. So that is story, and I'll keep you updated on the progress. Alright, so the way the floor is coming off is with my trusty grinder over here. I've got a diamond bit blade on it, and basically I'm just gonna score it right down. And then I'm gonna have my vacuum set up. This way I could collect all the dust. It's gonna get dusty as hell in here, but the vacuum will help a little bit. Now I got the window open. I wanted to see if I could get a temporary fan just to blow out, but it's out of season. I mean, we're in the middle of December right now. Alright, I'll keep you updated. Alright, so now I started off with a square. I'm gonna see what's under here. So let's get a trusty hammer, and these are also great demo tools right over here. I've been using these things for years. So let's get in there. All right. the other thing, it's they use metal lath. Oh yeah, not going to be fun. Let's see if I can get in through here. Once a little comes off, it starts to get easier. Okay, good. So check this out. Yeah, it's about 1.5 inches, not 2 inches, but still pretty thick. And then they have all this metal lath underneath. But now, this is what I want. I want this subfloor, and then I'll put a new OSB on top of it. It'll eliminate all this weight, and I'll have a nice clean new substrate to work with. So I'll keep chipping away here. Alright, so I'm about 25% through. Wanted to show you a couple things. So the first is, this is this wire lath that they put on the ground. So concrete doesn't bond to wood, so the way they have to make the bond is through this wire lath over here. And then this is what it looks like. I mean, my hands, I don't got gloves on right now, but that's what it looks like. Now look how thick this sucker is. Alrighty, so we're dealing with, I can't see, yep, 1.5 inches, I was right. Alright, so I'm actually making progress a little bit faster than I thought. The ticket is that diamond blade just to make some squares out of it. One problem I came across is the tub. So the tub right now actually sits on top of this, top of the floor. So when I remove it, there's gonna be 1.5 inch gap. So I mean, it's all right. I'm just gonna have to put a probably a 2x4 right under there just to support that. So not a big deal. Just thought that was kind of interesting. Alright, so all the floor is removed. So this is what it looks like now. Now the next thing I have to do is vacuum everything to get all the dust out, because I have to find every single nail that's over here. So when I put the new subfloor on, I'm not gonna have a problem with all these nails sticking out. So once I put the subfloor down, I'll have a so when I ripped off the floor, I came across an issue, and that is the toilet flange, which is over here. So this is a lead pipe, goes all the way in, and this is a brass toilet flange that's welded onto the lead pipe. Now that's not really the issue. Besides it being bent a little bit over here, the issue is the floor was 1.5 inches of the cement, and now the toilet flange, the bottom of the toilet flange sits at 1 3/4. So even when I throw in the subfloor and the tile, it's still going to be higher than what I need it to be. So it's actually happened to a friend of mine who was demoing his bathroom, And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind right down over here. So I'm going to grind off the entire toilet flange off of the lead pipe. Then I'm going to attach this, which is a snap-on. So this goes inside the lead bend. This was a pain in the ass to find. I had to drive about 45 minutes to find it. But anyway, this is going to sit directly into it, and once I cut off the toilet flange, I'll be able to adjust this up or down however I want. We'll see how things go in the future. I might have to cut the PVC a little bit, but more to come on that later. First things first. Okay, time to start grinding. All right, clean it up a little bit. And now this will go right inside. Okay, even though I cut off the flange, I feel like it's too high. Even though the new one isn't going to sit on top of this, it's going to sit on the floor, I still think it's going to be a little bit too high. It's also a little bit uneven. So what I did is, I got a 1-inch block, and then I took my marker, and I went along the entire perimeter to mark it. So you see, this is a little bit, about 1/4 of an inch. But once you get on this side, you can see it's not 1/4 of an inch. Oh, let me get there. It's right at the probably 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch. So anyway, it's not level either. So I just went around. I'm gonna cut it one more time, try and get it even. I think 1 inch will be a lot better. Got my brand new subfloor. Now I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with the laying down the substrate and the tile. And I like the way this came out too. So it's almost flush to the subfloor. It's about 1/4 inch high, which is fine because once I start building it up with the Ditra and the tile, the finished floor will actually be above this, which is great. So then I'll be able to put in the toilet flange, secure it to the finished floor, and shouldn't have any problems.